The next piece that you will make, so after you've made a cylinder, you'll be making a bowl on the wheel. So the centering process is the same, the opening process is the same. You would probably open it a little bit wider for the bowl than I did for the cylinder, but instead of starting over, I'm just going to take my cylinder here and turn it into a bowl. I'm gonna sneeze. So you need to go. You can go. Okay. What? What? It's okay. I'm alright. Okay. I'll let Alex edit this out. Oh, you can't go. Once that's shut, you can't. So the difference of starting this, if I was doing a bowl, is I would have widened it out a little bit more when I first opened it, and I probably wouldn't have worried so much about keeping it dead straight, okay? But you still have to, with a bowl, go up first, okay? If you go out too much first, what you're going to have is it's going to flop over on you, okay? What I'm going to do now is slowly widen this out. Remember that clay does not like to be forced to do anything too quickly. I'm going to start by starting way down in my bottom corner, and I'm going to widen the bottom a little, which again, you probably would have made your bottom wider to begin with. I'm supporting with my whole hand on the side while my right hand pushes out, and I'm going to kind of just angle the two out together. Supporting. If I push too hard with my right hand, it won't go out, okay? We'll do a little bit at a time, okay? So we get out to about that point. So the place you have to be careful is right here. If you push too hard right there, it's going to like push out, and then the weight of up here is going to make it fall down. So if I want it to get wider at the bottom, I have to do it in the very, very bottom corner. So you see I'm going to push this out. It's going to get wider down there, but you'll notice the whole base is moving out, not just a little blob right here, okay? That is one of the biggest problems that people have with bowls. I'm just taking my sponge right now. I have a little like raised up part in the center, then I'm just pushing down with the sponge. So now I have to just decide how wide do I want this to be. Again, wetting my hands, starting on the outside. If you've got a little wobble or it's a little off-centered, then you're not going to try to widen it too much because you'll lose it. I'm also going to slow my wheel down just a hair. Again, I want to not push too hard, right above the base. Trimming the bottom will be something that will come afterwards, and a lot of people forget that when you trim the bottom is when you're going to get a little bit more of the curve to the base, okay? So if it looks a bit straight at the bottom, that's okay, because you're going to end up trimming the bottom corners off when it's leather hard. And that will be, we'll have another video on trimming. So don't try to make it like blob out and look round necessarily on the bottom, okay? If it looks nice and round and then is a bit straight at the bottom, it will become rounder when you trim it. I'm not going to widen this out anymore because it's gotten slightly off-centered from opening it up from that narrow cylinder. So again, like I said, when you do yours, you'll be starting the bowl from a fresh piece of centered clay, and you'll widen your base out a bit more to begin with, okay? And you won't be starting from such a narrow cylinder, so you won't have that problem. But again, with the bowl, it's still up first, then out. So I'm just going to clean it up. The last thing that I want to do is clean it up nicely with my sponge so that it doesn't have big fingerprints in it. And then I'm going to stop the wheel and I'm going to go get the tools to remove it from the